Hi, Bonsai Iligan here. And of course, that is Dodong, my bonsai hunter, regular bonsai hunter. Palihog tuyog dong. So, as you can see, you're looking at a tamarind which we have planted on rock. And although that tamarind is quite malnourished because, again, there is no soil and we had a difficult time fertilizing it. But then, we are hopeful that this tree will survive. As you can see, it's still okay, and we will be putting liquidized fertilizer. So as of now, we haven't actually placed a fertilizer in here yet, and this has been planted about 6 months ago. I think 6 months, but I forgot. It's in the YouTube upload data. So these are some growth here, so new growth, and this will help thicken the trunk. But actually we will remove all of that eventually, and what we will encourage growth is here, so that this plant will grow more here to this side. Okay, going to this side, and probably we will bring it a little bit lower, so it will create a cascade. So that's the update of this plant. And this is a concrete tray, no drainage holes. So actually one way to encourage, if you have rock planting like this, is that you put it in a tray wherein there is no drainage hole. So you just anchor your rock to the tray, to the concrete tray, and then no drainage holes, and eventually as you water will stagnate here or say accumulate. But that is an advantage, especially in our climate, because water can be seeped into the rock, and the rock will have moisture all the time. And so your tree at this time will have a water all the time. So this is its path, but we need to pair this with another tree. Hi, so you can see that there are two racks now. This is the way to design it, but you can design on your own. You can use one rack or two racks. In this case, I use two racks because this is sort of one mountain mirrors another mountain, and here is water. So water, mountain, a tree growing on the first mountain, and another tree growing on the second mountain. So you have also to see that you do not have the same height of trees. So although in this case, the rocks have the same height. So better if they are not of the same height. And then the trees also don't have the same height. But in this case, so we'll just turn this slowly because we have it anchored the rocks into the pot. But eventually, when the design is final, or in this case, we are still growing the tree individually, when the trees will have grown enough and they are already looking good, and we know to what extent they cascade and to what extent they grow in length. So that's the time we will finalize this in this pot. So anyway, this is the way to do it. So when you go to a bonsai shop, for example, you separate the two racks. So carry this separately in your car, and also the pot. And then when you get into the bonsai shop, that's the time you assemble them, and that's it. So actually this is assembled on site bonsai shop. So again, we will turn some more so you can see good view. So basically the design is like this. You want the trees to be facing each other so that it will sort of mirror each other, but also not too close to each other that the branches will be fighting. So it's just like this. So some more dong. Okay, again, this is a mirror twin mountain. We call this design a mirror twin mountain because mirror because the rocks are mirroring each other as mountains. So as you can see, somebody asked me, I think he was asking whether I am successful on growing this. So as you can see, the trees are still alive, and chances are we will be able to accomplish what we intend for this. So planting on rock, you can see that. Yes, I can imagine why you think it's difficult because there is actually no soil involved, no soil here. But the technique is because these rocks have crevices, and you can stick in soil small at a time, one at a time. You stick in all the holes. You just stick in. The roots will find the soil. Of course, the roots will find the soil because it cannot survive with that soil. So there are even grasses thriving on the rocks. So we'll start fertilizing this and expecting that probably 2 to 3 years from now this will have stabilized a lot or stabilized permanently in the rocks. So when it has stabilized, then you can easily move this from place to place, and trees is stable and will not be shaken. So actually now it's quite stable, see? Even if I try to move it like that. Oh. So if you remember how we did this planting in the rock, is you have to watch the old video, the past video, because during that time, just to remind is that we place some cloth. When we place this on this rock, we put some soil, wrap the roots entirely so that it will not be exposed to the sun, otherwise it will dry up. And then aside from wrapping it with mud or what we call muck, because that is mud mixed with coconut pit, and then we wrap again with cotton cloth. So that cotton cloth keeps the mud and the cocoa pit intact in the rock. And then once we water it, that cloth also helps moisten the cocoa pit and the mud and retains that cocoa pit and the mud into the rock. Now there is no more soil, there is no more cotton cloth, and we just wash this, and of course the mud eventually erodes down, and then hopefully by the time that mud erodes, the root will have embedded itself into the crevices. So that's how we make rock planting. Hope you learned something, hope that was helpful, and hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.